Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie. And today we're reviewing Loki Season 2, Episode 2. It's entitled Breaking Brad and is coming to you from Disney Plus. So, what did we think about it and should you be watching? And before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. Lottie, Episode 2, or as I like to call it, the I'm loving it McDonald's episode. It's if you're a fan of old school beige and yellow motif on your golden arches, you definitely get some of that in there. That good old product placement. And I guess they're trying to save the sacred timeline and TVA and all that other stuff and He Who Remains. But most importantly, you can get a Big Mac in this episode. So so Loki is working with Mobius and they're trying to track down agent what's his name, X, was it X10, I can't remember, whatever, a rogue agent that's hanging out as an actor back on the primary timeline, and they're trying to figure out what's he up to and also what's up with all of those other agents and what are their plans for the TVA and dealing with the big crisis that the TVA is facing. Also, Ouroboros is trying to fix the what is it called, the celestial loom or whatever the fuck it is, and he's trying to figure out what's going on there. And Sylvie, what the hell? What's she want besides flipping burgers and asking what your next order is of maybe chicken McNuggets? So, Lottie, there's a lot of monumental things happen in this episode. It's only the second episode, so. What did you think about it?
So I want to talk about this with you because off air I text this to you. Doesn't this feel like this should be like episode 3 or like episode 4? Like, doesn't it feel like, I mean, it's not like it was important, but it almost feels like this was supposed to be longer than 6 episodes and they condensed some certain parts that it kind of seemed like I'm watching it and I'm just like, wait, who's Brad? And
Well,
I'm like, because
you know who he was? He was from the previous episode. He was that one agent that was giving them shit. He's like, oh, they want to see you in there. He was that guy. And he also went
oh
off with
yeah, oh
the.
yeah,
At the end of the last episode, there was a bunch of those agents, and they suited up and booted up, and they went through the time doors, and we didn't know what they were going to go do. So this is basically finding out what the hell they were up to.
yeah, and that's where that's why I said it just felt like we went from that and then literally next episode, let's go find him. And it kind of felt like there should have been some time in between, like, a few weeks or something. And then, them introducing Sylvie. Don't get me wrong. I like this episode. I really like this episode. It just felt like there was, it just felt like there could have been an extra episode or an extra 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To this episode to just because we just went like, oh, we got to find Brad. Wait, who's Brad? Oh, okay, I understand this. Oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, wait, you could do this old time Loki. Where the fuck was that? Shit.
I do wonder, like, does being a member of the TVA, once they snatch you out of wherever, do they then power you up so you can sort of face the Lokis of the multiverse without immediately being destroyed? I feel like that's true. But Loki's got magic, so he does kind of use it to great effect in the episode. As I liked the episode. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was quite good though. Like, there are some aspects of it that really I was really feeling, and then other parts I was like, all right, let's get it, keep it moving, let's get it moving. Like, and here's the thing is, you might give me shit because this was a character building moment, but I was like, could y'all speed this pie eating shit along? Like, I was like, let's move it. We got things to do. This is only 6 episodes. Y'all can't be lingering on motherfuckers eating, bad looking pie. I get it. They're
And
decompressing, but
that's
come
what I'm
on.
talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. The show feels like it was supposed to have more than 6 episodes. Like that's I'm getting that feeling watching the show because I'm like the way it's written. I mean the way they're showing stuff. Like this should be more than 6 episodes because like you said, we're already 1/3 of the show done. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just
But I mean, to be fair, even though they lingered on that, they did do some other cool stuff in there, like that really kind of redeems some of the what I call lingering. Like, again, I understand it for narrative purposes. Like when Loki and Sylvie sort of see each other again and they talk and all that. That I mean, I liked it, even though I did feel like they were sort of lollygagging a little bit in the episode, and watching Brad and Mobius sort of have their little back and forth banter. I get it. It's framing device. It just I felt like it's that all that stuff feels a little bit time wasting when we know major shit's going on at the TVA, right?
mhm.
And they're trying to figure out what's going on. But to their credit, when they come around to be like, all right, here's what's really going on and why they need to get the band together and go deal with it. They're dealing with like this pretty drastic action on the part of the separatist faction of the TVA and how they start bombing whole timelines and stuff. That was cool. And then we get a whole little action sequence when they all go in there and just beat the hell out of hunters who supposedly are supposed to be kick-ass warriors, but they got folded up like cheap suits, if you ask me. But still,
Yeah.
that was all very cool. I enjoyed seeing Sylvie getting her action on. I like seeing her again. Hell, I even liked Ouroboros and what's the other guy's name? I keep why did I just blanked on the guy's name? But he's the Eugene, I think, or is that his name? Whatever his name was. Casey. I'm saying it wrong. Casey, and they're kind of like his fanboying out about Ouroboros and all that stuff. All that stuff's very, very cool. I just wish there was a little more of it, I guess, in this episode. I think it would have been like, 8 or 9 out of 10 rather than for me a 7.5 out of 10. So, yeah, you want to go ahead and talk about some spoilers in this? Like there's not a huge number of spoilers, but there are some. So,
Yeah.
the main thing, and I think I've mentioned it before, is that they were forcibly bombing, like literally, rather than pruning the timelines properly, they're literally just like, no, we're just gonna blow everything up. So they're going through these time doors. They're doing this big elaborate setup to blow everything up, which is you gotta hand it to them. It worked because when I saw that diagram, I'm like, well, everything's below the red line again. So I mean, hey. My question though is, wouldn't the other Lokis notice this? Not Loki. Wouldn't the other Kangs notice this? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't the Council of Kangs be like, "Hey, my timeline just disappeared. What the hell?"
That is a very good question. I didn't think about that. Would the cage just come out of nowhere and be like, just stop?
Not. I think not. No Kangs. In fact, if I criticize this episode or this show so far of anything, where the fuck is Kang or Victor Timely or whatever the fuck you want? Where is he? Y'all,
I pray to God.
A third of this movie, you're like, oh shit, that He Who Remains, it was all a lie. And there's all this stuff, and I'm like, where is he? You talking about all this big problem with his variants coming up? I ain't seen one of them.
I pray to God. I really do pray to God that it's not going to be we don't see, like, how they showed a little thing of them going to the fair and it shows him back then. I pray to God that's not the last episode. Because I have a feeling that's going to be the last episode, and Loki season 3 is going to come after Kang Dynasty. You know what I'm like? I just have a feeling that.
Well, I think he's supposed to show up. Actually, that character is supposed to show up in the next episode, to my understanding. from what I've
Okay.
heard. So we're gonna be
Okay.
getting some of that. We got to, because Renslayer is out there doing whatever she's doing. I'm assuming
Miss
she's
Menace.
yeah.
Miss Menace is just bucking work.
Yeah, I mean she's not, she's straight up just like I'm sick today. And they got to figure out how to get her back to get this little temporal loom or whatever the hell it's called working again. And you know, I mean you also have, now that this rogue faction has been sort of swept up, like is the TVA okay? You know, since all of those
Mhm.
timelines are gone, are they okay? Lot more. I mean, more questions than have been answered. And also, what's Sylvie gonna do? Like, was this a one and done and we don't see her again? No, of course not. But she goes back to go work at McDonald's, which I have to ask: the fuck you go work at McDonald's after you do that? After you just walk through time and dimensions, you know, go back and sling fries. Is that really what's going on? Like,
And
uh,
she just wants a normal life.
yeah. Well, you could have picked anything else and any other. But you know what? She likes McDonald's. Good for her. Um, just overall, I do question where the hell is this going. I'm really, I don't think that they've indicated where it's going yet.
No.
I feel like if this were a movie, we've watched the first 20 minutes, and I'm less like, all right, we got another hour and a half. What the hell is this movie about? I just don't. I know what it's about. Like, hey, there's the multiverse and so forth and so on. What I don't know is the hell does that have to do with Loki or any of that stuff? You know, he hasn't time slipped anymore, so we can't even see the past and what was going on in the past. You know, so or when Kang was running the place. It's just it's been. I feel like they're spending too much time on the setup, and there's no need for it. So I don't know.
Hmm.
It could be better. So anyway, I guess that's all of our thoughts on this episode. But what did you guys think about it? What did you think about what we had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there, and of course you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. All that good stuff helps so that more people can see this channel and see videos just like this. All right, thanks for joining us. Come back next week. We're going to talk about Loki, season 2, episode 3, where I'm telling you, we better see Kang or some version of Kang, or we riot. So we'll see what happens. Until then, I've been Mo, your commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.